Guys, I have a brand new map for you, and instead of being a puzzle map or an adventure map or anything like that, it's just a massive redstone contraption. What's up, Agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Pocket Edition video. And I think you guys are really gonna like what I'm about to show you. But before I do begin, I do need to give a shout out to another YouTuber, Mumbo Jumbo. He's actually a PC Minecraft YouTuber, does a lot of work with redstone. What I'm about to show you guys today is actually a recreation of something he already showcased on his channel. Actually, he did a full-on tutorial on this thing, and I thought this would be a fun project to not only work on and rebuild in Pocket Edition, but also I had a few extra features that were not part of his original video. So Mumbo, if you are in fact watching, which I honestly doubt you are, you're a pretty busy person, but if you are watching, I honestly think you're going to like what you're about to see. So this is basically the introduction room. I am in fact going to have a world download in the description. I'm currently working with a couple of websites to get this up and going because I want to share this with you guys further than just simply my channel, because I am still a relatively small YouTuber. The more people I can share this with, the better, and I think people are really going to like this. So right here, I do in fact have Mumbo in fact credited to the original design, and all of these signs are basically explaining what's going on. And behind this piston door, which is actually the simplest part of this entire build, is actually the machine of which I'm going to be showing you guys. So step on this pressure plate. The door is actually open to the floor and the ceiling, which is really nice. So let's step through. This is actually the guy that I want to show you. This is basically an AI controlled pet. Now, you guys are probably going to hear some pistons and droppers in the background clicking and moving around. That just means the map is working exactly as it's supposed to. So the whole point of this is that he's basically a little pet, like for example, a little Tamagotchi. I remember I had Tamagotchis way back in the day, which actually I honestly do still have, but they don't even hold a charge for anywhere close to 24 hours, even if I do put a new battery in them, which does suck. I don't even know why I still have them, but basically this is what that is. You're basically trying to make sure this guy is fed, and you can obviously see a chest right here. The chest contains different kinds of food that you can give him. So you're just basically filling his belly is all you're doing. So as you can see, there are meters to his left and his right that tells you what kind of food that he wants. So if we go ahead and throw an apple, and just to be aware, it is going to take a few seconds for all the redstone to work, but as you can see, the apple meter has gone up by 1. If we do the same thing with everything else, now we do have to give it a couple of seconds between each and every time we give him something, because the redstone does have to take time. But as you can tell, all the meters have filled up. And now he's actually a happy little fellow. Now that he's actually been fed, he's actually really happy. So let's go ahead and give him another piece of food of everything. And this should increase his meters by 1. It's just going to take some time, yeah. Now, because of the way the redstone works, it is going to sometimes take more than 1 piece of food to increase. As you can probably see, the meters actually are going to slowly decrease, so you do have to be aware of that, which means you do have to keep feeding him every so often in order to keep him happy. So you do have to be aware of that. Now, you may have noticed there's actually some kinds of food in here that are not listed on the meters. Now, basically what's going on here is that if you give him something he doesn't want, and you wait a few seconds, as you can obviously tell, he didn't particularly like that. And if you notice, the potato meter just went down by 1, so you do in fact have to keep an eye on the meter. So let me go ahead and give him 1 of everything. And that should increase his meters again, and it will take more than 1 piece of food sometimes in order to increase them, because they are slowly decreasing. And as you can tell, the apple went up. So let me go ahead and fill him up 1 more. There's a chance, like I keep saying, that I will in fact have to feed him another time in order to increase his meters again, and it looks like I may need to do that. And there goes, his meters are now starting to fill up again. And it appears that, okay, so it is working. I was going to say, it appears I may have to give him a little bit extra for each of them. The apple, I'm going to have to give him a little bit extra. Okay, so it is going to take some time in order to keep him happy, obviously. Now, that's actually all there is to this little guy. There is one last thing that I want to do before I end this video off, and that's basically showing you guys what their actual redstone looks like. And if you guys are watching this on websites to download, this is where you can go ahead and stop. But there is going to be a world download available, obviously, like I said. So let me go ahead and quickly move into creative. And I'll go ahead and explain how all the redstone works. Let's go ahead and pop up here. So basically what's causing the meters to decrease is this hopper clock right here. The way this works is that items are traveling between these two hoppers, and this redstone block is causing the hoppers to lock in place, meaning items will stop. As soon as the redstone block goes above this redstone dust right here on that slab, it's going to send a pulse to this circuit right here and this circuit right here, which will slowly and surely start decreasing items from these droppers. That's what you heard clicking earlier, is that these droppers were empty. Now over here I actually have a switch which will manually turn off the hopper clock so that the meters will no longer decrease. Now as far as the eyes are concerned, this is just a basic repeater clock that's going around in a circle, which causes the eyes to blink. In Mumbo's original design, the eyes were stationary, powered by redstone blocks. They didn't move at all. I thought it would be really interesting to make him blink. And actually down here, if I can get in there, we actually have this circuit right here, which is actually controlling his mouth. I actually had to do a lot of reconfiguring in order to get his mouth to work, because he had just simple lines of redstone going, which was fine. But in order for me to get the eye circuit going, I had to reconfigure the majority of the mouth circuit and actually also with the mouth circuit going, basically he had the corners of the mouth, this block and this block lit up. I actually removed those blocks because I thought it would look really good to have them lit up. Now the way that it controls his smile is that if these meters are empty, which I'm just going to showcase one of these for right now, it actually takes a comparator output right down here, and it's going to run down into this piston right here, and the same thing on the other side. If any of the droppers are empty, then it's going to send a redstone signal by pushing the redstone block down into this block, therefore deactivating the redstone torch, which will allow all this redstone circuitry to turn on, which will allow him to go from a happy face to a sad face. And obviously if all the meters are filled up, then that means that he is happy. As far as how his stomach works, it actually runs into this line of hoppers, which runs into these sets of item detectors. Let me go ahead and show you this first room right here. This is cooked chicken. So as a piece of cooked chicken runs across here, if a piece of cooked chicken comes across here, it's going to be pulled down in here, send a redstone signal, which will do two things. First off, it's going to power this repeater, which will unpower this torch, which will allow the chicken to fall down into the chest below. But the second thing it's going to do, and again, this is going to be the exact same for every single one of these, it's going to power this comparator pulse extender. This pulse extender is going to send power to this comparator clock, which will send redstone signal up here, which will dispense items from this dropper into the other, which will increase the meter. And if you guys aren't already aware, as a comparator reads more items inside of an item, it'll increase the signal strength given out. So as of right now, it should only be giving out a signal strength of 1. If we input more, it will eventually input a signal strength of 2, and because there's a line of 5 redstone dust, you can in fact raise it up to 5. So that's how it works, and again, this will power all 6 of them. They're just wired slightly differently between each other. Now, as far as the unhappy face is concerned, when you give him something he doesn't like, first off, it's going to send the items into this chest system right here, and then it's going to power this pulse extender, which this pulse extender is going to do 2 different things. First, it's going to send a redstone signal all the way over here to this piston right here, which will activate the frowny face, but at the same time, it's also going to send a redstone signal all the way up here, down to these pistons, which will extend and give him mad eyebrows, so that it's obviously showing that he did not like what he has been given. Now, as I said before, there is going to be a world download. It's going to be in the description. I am working with a couple of websites in order to get this up and going. If it is not up by the time this video goes out, then it should be up relatively soon, and I will make sure to update the description when the map is in fact on said websites. And the last thing I do want to go ahead and say really quick is that I'm going to have a like goal on this video, which I don't normally do because I don't usually reach on these videos, but I'm kind of looking to see if I can possibly get 20 likes on this video. This would be really great. If you guys enjoy seeing something like this, I would really appreciate if I could get at least 20 likes on this, because this took me a lot of time, and I honestly think it's relatively worth seeing at least some form of appreciation on something like this. And actually, something I did not mention as far as the changes is that Mumbo actually only had 4 meters, whereas I have 6. It actually took a little bit of time for me to reconfigure some of the redstone in order to add these 2 extra meters, but it was well worth the effort. But that's actually going to have to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Well, more than make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.